So it looks like there was a possibility that we were supposed to get the Daredevil Born Again trailer today or this week, but unfortunately it has been delayed. And now the show has broken the record for the shortest time between the MCU show's release date and the debut of its trailer. As of today, January 13th, there is only 50 days remaining until the show releases on Disney Plus, and still, we do not have a trailer for it. And out of all of the MCU Marvel Studios project records that they could break, this is not one that we like to see. However, there is a little bit of hope as we do get an update about the trailer from an official source today. We also have some new photos and new leaked videos from the set of Daredevil Born Again that show us a very major and it looks to be a very tragic scene. So let's break it all down, starting with an update for the trailer. And here's where we get some bad news, but also some good news at the same time. As I mentioned, this update is coming from an official source, and it's coming from Kingpin himself. The actor Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Wilson Fisk, has now chimed in on the online conversations about the trailer because, again, this is now a record, only 50 days in between, well, now and the show's release date. Usually we have a trailer. So fans were asking about this online, and Vincent D'Onofrio actually replied on X and said, "It's postponed because of the LA fires. It's coming." So that is very unfortunate, but if you have seen what has been going on with LA and you have seen the destruction and the devastation, it's very understandable, especially if you consider that a lot of people who work at Marvel Studios might have lived in the areas that were affected by the fires. I'm sure it's a lot that the studio is going through right now, and hopefully they are doing their best to try to help everybody who was affected by the fires. But if they have some workers who were working on the trailers and they lost their homes or they had to evacuate, one could easily understand how the trailer would be delayed. Now, the good news, and I should actually say part one of the good news, because there is a second part to this, is that he does say it's coming. And this kind of to me sounds like it's coming pretty soon. It sounds like we might have gotten it this week if the fires didn't happen. We might have actually gotten it today because Marvel Studios has been known to release trailers very early Monday morning. They've also been known to release trailers during pretty big football games, in which we do have some this week, and we also are expecting that Fantastic Four trailer to come during the Super Bowl. So keep an eye out for that. But as far as the actual trailer for Daredevil Born Again is concerned, I would say that we probably get it within the next couple of weeks. And there's a possibility that we still could get it this week, just later on. If they planned on releasing it today on Monday, then maybe they could release it on Friday. Who knows? But for those of you who are worried that this might mean the delay of the actual show coming out on Disney Plus, do not worry, because Vincent D'Onofrio has confirmed that the release date is still the same. Somebody replied, "Please don't tell me they're going to postpone Born Again 2 at Vincent D'Onofrio." And he replied, "Daredevil Born Again will premiere March 5th, 2025. So at least that's good. And I know the original release date was supposed to be March 4th. Perhaps this is a typo, or perhaps it's sort of a time zone thing. It really just depends on when Marvel Studios is planning to drop the episodes, but it's either March 4th or March 5th. And when we get the trailer, it'll definitely confirm the official release date for us. Now, like I mentioned, we do have some photos and a video from the set of Daredevil Born Again that shows a very, very interesting scene. One that looks like it's pretty tragic. It does involve Daredevil, Foggy, Karen, and Bullseye. And something that you really have to know about Daredevil Born Again going in to watch this series is that originally Marvel Studios was not going to connect to the Netflix series. So originally the Daredevil Netflix series was not going to be canon, and Daredevil Born Again was essentially not just going to pick up where the Netflix series left off. And then they decided to do some rewrites and some reshoots, and it kind of connected. And at that point in time, Foggy and Karen were not going to be a part of Daredevil Born Again. From what we heard, it sounded like they were going to kind of kill them off screen though. So we would kind of just go into Daredevil Born Again and they would at some point in time mention that Karen and Foggy were killed. And fans really didn't like this, and it sounds like Charlie Cox and Vinny D'Onofrio didn't like it that much either, which is why they once again changed the script for Daredevil Born Again. From what it sounds like, they almost completely rewrote the entire first season for the show so they could actually make Daredevil on Netflix canon. And now it is, and now Foggy and Karen are in the show. So now let's dive into this scene, in which it does seem to reveal quite a bit. So if you're trying to avoid any spoilers, you should probably click away now, because we're going to dive into them. Now, some of these we've seen before, but some of these images and videos are new. And we're going to line these images and the video up in what I believe is going to be the sequence of this actual scene. So we have some new set images here of Foggy, Karen, and Matt Murdock outside of Josie's. What I believe happens first, based off of these photos, is that Foggy goes outside to take a call. As you can see in this first photo right here, he's clearly outside on the phone. He is the first one outside. It looks like Matt follows him, and we can clearly see that Karen is the last person out. Now, in the next photo, we can see that Matt has moved ahead, and Karen and Foggy are both looking forward off into the distance, so they're clearly looking at something or someone. Matt clearly senses something and is going forward. Now, the next part is where we get into some big spoilers, so warning once again. We have this image of Karen with a bloody face. There's blood all over her. Then combine that with this video right here. So in this video, we have Bullseye walking up with a gun in his hand, and in the very beginning, if you listen closely, it sounds like you can hear Karen say, Foggy. She yells out Foggy's name. We then hear Bullseye say, hello, Karen. Then it seems like he kind of moves, possibly gets hit here, and that is most likely Daredevil. What I kind of speculate could happen here is that they all sense something is happening down the street. Matt kind of runs away real quick to turn into Daredevil to put the outfit on to be in disguise, and he's a little too late. Bullseye shows up, shoots Foggy, then Daredevil shows up to fight him. And then if you look at the very end of this video, we can see Karen standing over Foggy. He's on the ground, and it does look like he has been shot. According to a post from September 6th from the account Warling HD, who posted a picture of Bullseye, they stated, Bullseye will reportedly make Matt very, very angry in Daredevil Born Again. And we could have just witnessed right here what he does to make Daredevil very, very angry. He could have possibly killed Foggy, and at the very least, it looks like he shot him. He could survive this, because obviously, even if Bullseye simply shoots him and doesn't kill him, that is still going to make Matt very, very angry. But it doesn't come as much comfort to know that originally Marvel Studios was apparently going to write both Karen and Foggy off and have them be killed off screen in between season 3 and Daredevil Born Again, because that shows us that at some point in time that was the story, to have them die. So now the story might have changed to simply just have Foggy die, in which fans are going to be pretty upset about that, I'm sure. Again, he could live through this. He could survive the gunshot wound, but based off of the video, it kind of seems like he gets shot multiple times, so it's not looking too good for our man Foggy. But if Daredevil has retired from crime fighting, this is definitely something that will get him back into it. This could also be kind of the common ground that Matt Murdock finds with Kingpin, because we know that Kingpin, once he becomes mayor, he's going to want all these masked vigilantes gone. And since a masked vigilante technically just killed his buddy, or at least shot him, maybe Daredevil's going to start to agree. And maybe that's how Daredevil and Kingpin end up working together, because we know that Muse is really the main villain of this, not Kingpin exactly. We've even had the scene that was shown at CCXP, Disney, D23, shown everywhere basically, but to the public eye, to us. We have seen scenes where Kingpin and Matt Murdock are sitting at a diner together talking, and basically Kingpin says that he's changed, and Matt Murdock says that he'll work with him, but if he messes up, he's gonna be there. And it's a really cool scene where Kingpin says, is that you asking or your darker side asking? Because remember, in the Netflix series, Kingpin knows Matt is Daredevil. So one thing that I am super excited for is it looks like this show kept its darker tones, and I believe at some point some of the cast members might have said that this show might be just a little bit darker. But I do think we are in need for a pretty serious and gritty show right now, especially because it's Daredevil, and I think the show is definitely going to deliver. Matt Murdock and Vincent D'Onofrio are super excited for it. They've done nothing but praise it, which makes me feel pretty confident with it, and I'm really excited to watch it. And it sounds like we're getting the trailer pretty soon, so if we hear anything, we'll be sure to do an update. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest Daredevil updates, plus other MCU news, rumors, and leaks. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you think they're going to kill off Foggy right away in Daredevil Born Again? Or do you think he survives? Don't forget to like this video, and you can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.